Hello students, we had been doing Children at Work, the chapter which is taken from the book From Trash on Ragpicker Children and Recycling. Now, in this chapter, we have studied that how value he has left his house because his father used to beat him and used to snatch all his and his sister's money which they have earned by working. And the environment in the home was not at all conducive to him, so he has ran away from home out of frustration. He has come to Chennai station, but here also everything is new for him. He is sitting on the platform on a bench and his head is oobly, his head is spinning, and he feels that there is a crowd. It's a crowded place. He has not seen that much of crowd in his village, and everything is new to him. So he has nowhere to go. He has no friends. Suddenly, a girl, a strange looking girl who wears a banyan with a brownish and rigid hair and a sack on her back, comes to him and talks to him. Now, value she offers value to follow her, and she promises that she will provide him something to eat, but since he is in a new place, he doesn't want to trust anyone new, and he doesn't tell her the entire thing why he has run away from his home. But he thinks that she leaves him without taking him with her, and he thinks that he will not find anyone who can help him, so he accompanies her. Now is the part two. What will happen? He has accompanied Jaya, the girl, and now what? Where will she take him? And what will happen? He caught up with the girl as he was leaving the station. Now, after offering her, she was leaving the station, and he caught up with the girl. He followed her. When we got to the road, Velu found that the vehicles kept coming and never stopped for anyone. Now they went to the road from Chennai Central, and he found that the vehicles are always moving to and fro. They are not waiting for anyone. This happens in cities. Roads are often busy, and there is a huge traffic, and it's not at all easy to cross the road. Smoke and dust flew at him from all sides, making his head spin. Now, smoke and dust flew at him. The road was dusty, that is why the dust and there was pollution because of the vehicles flying on the road. His head started spinning because he was not used to that kind of environment, that kind of polluted roads and dusty roads in back in his village. They had to wait for a long time before they could find a gap to run through. Now, it is not at all easy to cross the road, and they have to wait for a long time so that they can get the chance to cross the road. So, when there is less vehicles on the road, when no vehicles are passing at the time, they can cross the road. Velu kept hesitating, and the girl finally dragged him to the other side. Velu kept on hesitating, he kept on thinking he cannot gather the courage to cross the road. Then the girl comes and drags him to the other side because he is acquainted with these kinds of busy road. What do you think you are doing? Grazing cows? If you stand around in the middle of road like that, you will be chutney. What do you think you are doing here? See, takes him to task by saying, "What do you think you are doing here? Are you grazing cows over here? That you are staying silently? If you cannot cross the road properly in no time, then you will be chutney. You will be crushed by any vehicle. You cannot stand on the middle of the road like that. You have to come to the one side or the other side." Velu's heart was still beating fast. He looked back at Central Station and the traffic speeding by. Velu's heart was beating fast. He was still panicked regarding the road, and he looked back at Chennai Station and the traffic. How they had managed to come through that. They walked along the side of the road under some huge signboards. Now, looking back at the Central Station and looking back at the traffic, he feels that it's a great task that they have reached there. Okay, how they have managed to come to that road, crossing that much of traffic. Now they walked along the side of the road above which there are huge signboards. We know that in a city there are advertisements, there are huge signboards and boardings on the way. When he looked up at the pictures, banyans, car tires, pens, a woman holding a box. The writing was all in English, so he didn't know what it meant. Now, when you looked up at the pictures were a banyan's cart. There were advertisement of many things. It may be pen, it may be a box, or it may be of many things. And the writing was all in English, and Velu was not well versed in English. He could read only Tamil, and so he couldn't read what was written. The girl turned onto a wide bridge and walked up. Velu stopped and peeped over the railing. Now the girl reached a wide bridge and she walked up. Velu started looking down from the railing. Under him, the road ran into the city. From the bridge, he can see the entire city. In the distance, he could see huge buildings and towers and more roads. There, he can see there are huge buildings, there are towers, and there are more roads. As in a city, you can see many buildings, which this kind of sight is not common in a village. This kind of sight is probably possible only in a city, and that is why it was new to him, and that is why he was looking with such interest. See that big building with the wall round it. If you are not careful, you will soon be counting bars there. The girl grinned and pointed at a huge building. Now, when Jaya, the girl, she pointed at a huge building and she told him that if you will not be careful over here, you can see that the building that has wall around it has its boundary. If you are not careful, you will be counting bars over there because that is the central jail. And the girl grinned here means smiled. Value squinted. Squinted means to look with eyes partly closed. He squinted and he read the Tamil sign. It was written Central Jail. So here we all know that track picking is not something which is permissible by law, and child labor is also not permissible. So she is pointing at these things when she is telling him that you will be counting bars in the Central Jail if you will not be careful. If you will not stay away from the eyes of the policeman. So Value read that it was a Central Jail. Why? I haven't done anything wrong. You don't have to do anything, just don't get caught, that's all. So Value said that why will I be counting bars in the central jail? I have not done anything wrong. I have not done any crime. Then she said that to this question she replied that you don't have to do anything wrong, but just don't get caught because the profession you are in, the thing you are in, it is only illegal. So you don't get caught. That's all. What does she mean? Velu wondered. Meanwhile, the girl was already heading down the bridge with a sack on her shoulder. What he's supposed to do, what he's going to do, and what Jaya does, he doesn't know anything. He doesn't have that much of experience and knowledge regarding this. And he kept on thinking the girl already passed down the bridge with the sack on her shoulder. What was in it? He had seen her putting plastic cups into it at the station. He thought what is there inside the sack, but he has seen her putting the empty plastic cups used by the people and thrown on the station into it. What are you carrying in that bag? Things, bottles, paper. Now he asked her, what are you carrying? Now he is feeling comfortable with the girl. Now he can ask her question. And he asked her, what is there inside the bag? She replies, there are things, there are bottles, there are papers which are thrown by the people, and she must be used. She must be using it in for recycling, and she will get some money. Velu wondered what she was doing with them, but he felt shy to ask many more questions. Any more questions? Velu wondered why is he collecting papers, things, and bottles and cups, plastic cups? What will she do? What will she do with these things? But he felt shy to ask much questions. This might embarrass her, so he didn't ask any more questions. But he didn't know that how the things are used to recycle. He didn't know anything about recycling, and it was still morning, but the sun blasted down on the tar and Velu's bare feet burned. Now it was morning, but the day was very sunny, and the charcoal on the road, it was heated by the heat of the sun, and Velu's bare feet was burning. It was not like walking on a mud road. Now, in a village, there are muddy roads, there are kacha roads, not pakka roads like in a city, not highways in like in a city. So he was not used to walk barefoot on a city road, on a charcoal road. So his feet was burning. He was soaked with sweat. He tried hard to walk in the shed and keep up with the girl at the same time. Now he was soaked with sweat. He was feeling very hot, and he tried to walk along the shed, okay, and try to keep up with the girl because the girl was running very fast. He was walking very fast because he has to reach somewhere in time, and he was trying to keep up with the girl. She walked really fast. How far away was the food? Now she was walking very fast, and he was thinking how far was their food. After almost an hour of walking, they stopped in front of a big building. They walked for almost an hour, and after that, they reached to a building and they stopped in front of that building. Sri Raja Rajeswari Prasanna Kalyana Mandapam. Read very slowly. Now they reached to the building, and the building read, the name written on the building was Sri Raja Rajeswari Prasanna Kalyana Mandapam. As if something was going over there, a wedding function was going over there, and Velu could read it in Tamil. A sign with letters made of flowers said Groom J.V. Vinayagan and Bride Rani. A sign was made with letters which are made of flowers. A flower sign was made which read the name of the groom and the bride. The marriage was going on between J.V. Vinayagan and Rani. Velu stayed at the big cars park outside. Now Velu could see that outside the building there were big cars because the wedding function is going on. The wedding is of a wealthy person, wealthy families, and the guests are also wealthy, and that is why there are cars and the wedding is taking place in a big building. And one of the cars had a flower garden and roses tapped onto it. Now one of the cars possibly made for the bridegroom and the bride had a flower garden. It was decorated by flowers and roses. The girl looked around, pulled one off quickly and stuck it in her hair. Now the writer has given very like a real explanation of the thing, like she just pulled out one of those and stuck in her head. We can see this thing, we can notice this happens in cities. The rag pickers, they do these things. Come on, she said. Are we going to eat here? Asked Value, looking at the huge hall and the people inside. Now she asked him to follow her, and Velu asked out of curiosity, "Are we going to eat here?" Because there is a big hall and there is fooding inside. There's a huge gathering, and he was wanting to know. We are not people who belong to them. How can we eat inside? Because he was not sure regarding where they are going to eat. Now, Hope, said the girl, shaking her thumb under his nose. She led him behind the hall. Now she said that hopefully we'll be eating. She teased him by putting her thumb under his nose, and she went behind the hall, and Velu followed her. There was a big garbage bin overflowing with rubbish. At the back side of the building, there was a big garbage bin. This was the reality of the situation. This was the ground reality to which the rag pickers and the poor people they are exposed to. The garbage bin were overflowing with rubbish. Two goats were standing on the pile, fighting for a banana leaf. Now they could see two goats. They were standing there and they were fighting for a banana leaf. A cloud of the flies buzzed around their legs. There was because the bin was full of garbage, and there was a group of flies. They were buzzing around their legs. It was not at all very like a good environment, and not healthy. There was a rotten smell in the air. The girl picked up a squashy banana and held it out to Value. There was flies, there were goats, and the smell was rotten in the air, and it was not at all healthy to eat something from that garbage bin. But this is the situation, and Jaya picked up a banana, squashy, a crushed banana, and gave it out to Value. Here is your food. Value was shocked. Are we going to eat their leftovers? Now Value belonged to a poor family, but he was not used to this kind of thing. The harsh reality that is there in the city. Okay, and Value had not eaten leftovers in his entire life, and he was shocked. Are we going to eat the things those are left by these people? Leftovers means things those are left by eating after things are complete. Now, see, what do you think I am? A dog? I only take untouched food. So he said, what do you think? Am I a dog? I cannot eat this kind of food. I can only eat untouched food, not this kind of food which they are thrown. Here's some more. Catch. She threw him a bada. Velu looked at it with distaste. Now she also threw him a bada, and Velu she saw it with dislike. Distaste means dislike, as if he is not wanting to eat, though he is hungry. He is not feeling at all good to eat those things. Here we can see the picture. Velu and Jaya, they are standing, and here is the garbage bin, and things are littered on the around them. Come on, hero, eat it. You think I like it? I told you I'll find you something to eat. So she says, come on, hero, it's not time to think about it. Eat whatever you are getting. And what do you think? I also like it. I too don't like it, but I promise that I'll find you something to eat, and I don't have money to buy you anything. This is the thing I can give you. Don't think I have money to buy food for you. You'd better eat what you get until you have your own money. She says that I don't have money to provide you food after buying. This is what I can manage for you, and till you don't have your own money, you manage, you eat from this kind of things only. Don't hesitate this much. Velu hesitated, but his stomach squeezed him again. Now Velu hesitated. He didn't want to eat those things, but still he was very hungry. He has not eaten anything since 2 days only. A few peanuts and jaggery. He gulped down the banana and the vada. His stomach felt better immediately. Now he gulped it. He didn't chew it. He gulped it and he felt better. He could have eaten at least 10 times more, but the girl could find only one more banana which she ate herself. He was so hungry that he could eat 10 times more than what he has eaten. He can eat 10 bananas and 10 bananas more, but they could not find anything. The girl could find only one more banana, which she ate herself. Probably she was also hungry. It's too early. They have only eaten tiffin. Now she said that we have come here early. It's the morning time. They have only eaten their tiffin. They have not done their lunch. If they will complete their lunch, then they will throw many things. There will be more left over, and we'll get more things to eat. If you are still hungry, you will have to wait for them to finish lunch. You can wait if you want. I have to work. I am going. She said that if you are hungry more, then you can wait here till they finish their lunch. You will find there more things to eat. You can wait if you want, but I have to leave. I have to work. I am going. I have many works to do. She picked a couple of bottles from the heap and threw it into her sack. Then she walked off. Now she picked up a couple of bottles from the bin and she put it inside the sack and she left from there. Now a girl of a school going girl is so much experienced in rag picking that she walks very hard throughout the day, moving one place to another, moving around the city, collecting the rags from different places. It's not an easy task. The age in which a girl should be studying, the girl should be staying at home in comfort and playing with her friends. She is exposed to such kind of reality, and this is what is the consequences of child labor. Velu panicked. He realized that if the girl left him, he had no idea where he was and what to do. Velu panicked at the idea of girl leaving him, and he realized that if girl will go away and he will leave the girl, he doesn't know where to go, what to do, and what to eat. He doesn't have any idea. He doesn't know anyone over there, and no one is going to help him over there. It was better to stick to her. She seemed to know her way round. He ran after her again. He thought that it's better to stay with her because she is going to help him. She is going to provide him food and shelter and will also help him in other things. And so he ran after her again. Hey, he called. He did not even know the girl's name. Hey, what is your name? He asked, running behind her. Now he shouted from behind, A, saying that he did not know the girl's name, so how can he call the girl? He is calling her A and saying that he is running behind her. She stopped and turned around. Oh, ho, so you have been following me around without even knowing my name, Jaya. She said that. She stopped and teased him, saying, oh, you don't know my name and you are following me, you are staying with me, you are with me without knowing my name. My name is Jaya. I'm not following you. Velu said that Velu is a village boy, but he is this egoist boy with self respect. He said that I'm not following you. What then? Who got your food? She said that what then you are not if you are not following me? I have got your food. Who have got your food? Can I come with you? Where are you going? He asked her, can I come with you? Are you going? Come if you want. This bag is full. I have to go to home to get another one. She said that yes, you can come if you want because I have to go to my home because this sack is full. I have to bring another bag to fill things with again. And so she was heading towards her home. So here we come at the end of the second part.